He was the most active 96-year-old I've ever known. He was the type of guy to always give everybody else compliments and never try and pat himself on the back.
His humility, his down-to-earthness. I mean, he had done so many fantastic things in this business.
He and Bob Hoover cut out of the same piece of cloth. They're great pilots, they've had a great record, and they're really nice guys.
I knew John Myers very well. He was a very close personal friend of mine for the 50 years.
We used to hunt together and fish together, and on many occasions we got together at my ranch.
Maestro. Maestro was his flying name. We called him Papa John, and to a lot of his friends he went by Johnny.
Johnny Myers is a legend.
First flight he made, I think, was out of a athletic field at Stanford. And he had like 1 hour of instruction, and he was really into aviation, you know, from a very early age. John became a young lawyer, so he took a job as a corporate attorney for Lockheed. He said, look, I want to fly 3 or 4 days a week, and I'll be a lawyer 3 or 4 days a week.
They were short a test pilot. They asked him if he'd go over and give a hand at testing the P-38.
John got to fly every fighter plane of World War II. He said he was just like a kid in the biggest candy store there was. Everybody brought in their newest, hottest airplanes, and you had a chance to fly them. So what a time.
He didn't want to be an attorney any longer. He wanted to just fly. That's when he endeared himself to me, and I like that kind of fellow.
Jack Northrop called up John and he said, I'm going to start an aircraft company, Northrop Aircraft Company, and I want you to be my chief test pilot and chief engineer and corporate officer.
He excelled as a test pilot. I know that there are many other pilots that regarded him as a legend. He had Charles Lindbergh in the South Pacific flying with him.
Lindbergh was flying P-38s and Corsairs and anything. John was checking people out in this night fighter called the Black Widow.
They wanted to fly over and check out a strip to see if it was okay for the P-61, and Lindbergh climbed in the back of it, and he navigated.
And they had a problem on landing. There was another aircraft behind them. John was able to get the aircraft off the runway in time for this guy to pass. And Lindbergh made the comment that he saved his life, and John retorted back, he said, I saved my own life. John Myers used to say when a person was in a dangerous situation, he was looking out the window.
At 90, he stopped flying his Citation jet. That didn't count for the helicopter. He kept going on the helicopter for some years after that. So it wasn't like quite he stopped at 90, he just pulled back.
He had a positive outlook on life always, and any situation, there was a solution.
He was a guy that if he said, you better watch out for that guy, that means, wow, you better really watch out for him, because he gave everybody the benefit of the doubt. He made a lot of contributions to aviation and helped a lot of other people. He's a person that I feel fortunate, very fortunate to have known for so many years. I can't think of anything that really went bad for John. You know, he was always on top of it.
Papa John really was a culmination of a lot of facets of personalities. And in my mind, he'll always be remembered as kind of a lunatic, but very optimistic. And he really grabbed life, no matter how it came to him. He was always grabbing for something, and he always got something. I mean, he really didn't pass up anything. He tried it all. He lived a full life.
The last Legends dinner gave me the chance to talk to Johnny again 5 days before he died.
Without knowing it, I had a chance to say goodbye to Johnny Meyer. And a week later, he was gone.
So if there had been nothing else, that would have been worth it.
John was a wonderful individual to be around, and we had a lot of fun together. He was a person that I enjoyed being with, He was an outstanding individual, and I'm going to miss him very much.
The first day I was supposed to just taxi the little runway. I hit a bump and there were the telephone wires. So the gas gauge was a wire on a cork, you know, and the wire was outside and the cork was inside. There was no choice, and I took off and taxied, flew around for almost 2 hours. And by the time I landed, all my fraternity brothers were there. The fire department was there with the crash engine, and it was quite an experience. So I landed safely and had them put some more fuel and take off again. And that's when I started flying. It was clear to me that some very bad things could happen in this airplane that I was fooling around with. So it just made common sense as far as I was concerned that I put my pole helmet on it. They'd put wings on my helmet. An airplane that really kind of wanted to go upside down and backwards, and it did both of those things, and I was aboard for a little while, and then I came out, and the pole helmet was still there. The job of a test pilot has become a lot more scientific now than it used to be. It was, in my day, it was a lean out the window process, you know. But the truth of the matter is, I'm just shot in the ass with luck. From my standpoint, being a test pilot for both Lockheed and Northrop, that was, boy, I can't imagine any more fun than that.